Hey y'all, tonight, how has everybody been? Has everybody saw the news today in terms of like wow the crazy increase in terms of like the number of people who got the virus today, okay? Though most of them are from the dormitory, right? Okay, so that aside, okay, virus aside, and whatever is happening out there in the world aside, so today, instead of my usual eye masking session, I've decided to come online today, might as well to share my journey with acne, as pretty much a lot of y'all have heard about it. I think during my videos, when I actually talk about having poor skin in the past, and I've told you all that's the reason why I've actually accumulated some more in terms of skincare knowledge over the past years. Is because of what I have gone through and the situation that I've dealt with. Okay, so this is my personal journey, okay, of how I struggled with acne problems and issues, and how I felt during those times. Okay, so okay, let's see when it begins. Okay, actually I think my acne, anyways, like if anybody of y'all who are struggling with the same issues as me, and have gone through the same journey, hi, welcome. Or anybody who is just listening to me for the first time, just welcome. You are at the channel of Global E-Beauty. So we are a platform that specializes in beauty and healthcare. So we really care for your beauty, and in terms of your not just your surface beauty, but your health. Okay, so today I'm going to share about my story with acne and my journey, the journey that I took with acne. Okay, so I think it all began when I was at the age of 15 years old. So growing up, you wouldn't expect, like you see people with lots of acne, even sometimes on the street you see a lot of people with whose face is covered with pimples and and scarrings, and things like that. But you will never, growing up, I think when I was younger, I would have never thought that I will be one of those people. And perhaps I should have not guessed lah, but I should know that because my brother, he had terrible acne. He's 2 years older than me. He had terrible acne growing up. So but it's just it's just something that you will never expect yourself to have the same problems or situations. So I didn't expect myself to have a lot of acne as well. But I think it really hit me by the time I was 15 years old. I start having like super big and hard acne all over my face, especially my cheeks area, and over my forehead and temples area especially bad. And I think growing up, I have been, I mean, like I'm still am lah, quite a vain person. Okay, I still am. So when it start hitting me hard, it really like affected my self-esteem. Like a lot of my friends knowing me, especially during, I mean, like now, wouldn't have guessed, but when you are going through this acne issue, you really struggle with self-esteem issues, and you really struggle with accepting yourself, accepting like what is happening to you, as the reality, not believing your eyes, every day when you wake up, just seeing your acne just growing all over your face, and you just feel like you cannot believe it, whether is this true, or and almost to the point you hope that it's just another nightmare. So I was 15 years old and I start experiencing that. And mind you, even like when I was younger, I mean, like my mouth, I haven't been those people that is very mindful of my words and the things I say. So I did, I mean, like, I can admit now, I did, laugh at people with, acne and what. But when it hit me so much harder. And I think, by the time I was 16 years old, I was really, struggling with it, dealing with it. And I think plus the stress of, O levels, at 16 years old. So you really, it actually increases, I mean, like, stress and hormonal imbalance is really one of the reason why, people, have acne outbreaks and outbursts, so I think, the stress of, like, having going through O levels and things like that, I think it really aggregate it, and I was, just covered with acne, which I will be able to show you a picture later, okay, of how bad my acne was, okay. So it literally really cover all my face, even, like, on and off, it just goes all over my neck area as well, my temple areas, all over my forehead, so I think that is the reason, and that is when, I just decided to, visit a beauty salon, okay. So yes. Hey, acne 耽误的帅哥 thank you Henry. Yes, I think, you have been with me through this journey. You have already, like, seen it, like, what went on, went down. And I think, at 16 years old, I convinced my mom to bring me to a beauty salon, and it's a well-known beauty salon. Like, if I say the name out now, like, everybody probably would know of this beauty salon. So that's when, I've gone into it, and I've done treatments, and we sign out a package, at this renowned beauty salon. And the whole entire journey was just a bit like every single night, whoever who has been to beauty salon, who really do, like, very deep extractions, you will be, sometimes you will just shock yourself, especially, when you have, like, super, like, hard acne and things like that, and your skin is prone to just, having hard bumps and lumps, and you will just really realize that, every single time you go through extraction, and when you come back and all this swelling happen, and you just cannot, like, you just don't recognize yourself, and I remember, I think, at the point of time, when I start going to that beauty salon, right, it was right after O levels. Okay, so after O levels, so we had a like a period of rest, I mean, like, break or what, and then that's why I start to, go to the salon and what. And by the time, I was through this break, I was, like, unrecognizable even to myself, even when I was looking in the mirror. I don't think I I didn't think that, I would it would be so bad, like, the situation would be so bad, like, I'm thinking, like, I'm doing what they say, I'm going to a beauty salon, I'm doing my extractions, why is it that, my face is still covered with acne, and even worse than before, there are scars, then plus together, like, the red marks, and it was horrific. So I really, and I think what really hit me hard, I was already pretty affected by, my acne already, and I was really affected in terms of, like, my self-esteem, in terms of, like, going out, sometimes, because you just don't feel like going out sometimes, when you are so troubled by acne problem, and you have done everything you can, you have spent your money on it, and it doesn't seem to be working, okay. So it is really horrible, and I think I avoided, like, going out here and there, especially on days where it's especially bad, I mean, like, on days that I go to the salon after extraction, I was in no condition to go out as well. And I think the main thing about it is, right on the day, of the collection of our O levels results, and I was just, like, you have so much to worry about already, like, not knowing your results, and the expectancy and all, and yet at the same time, I think the greatest fear that I have in my heart wasn't about the results itself. It was about, my acne, like, how would people view me, my classmates, how would they see me, and my friends, and like, how would they react to it, just a lot in your mind, at those moments, and I just remember, just reaching, school, and I saw one of my my friend who took one look at me, right, and and she just literally just broke down in laughters, and she just laughed and she just laughed and she just laughed, because even she couldn't believe it. I mean, I couldn't believe it that my face, I thought that going to the salon was a good choice. So totally not a good choice at all. It just makes things worse, and she just laughed and she just laughed and just laughed. Even till today, right, I can still remember, like the kind of hurt, okay, and the kind of like sadness you feel at that moment. It has gone by, and I've forgiven her, and we there was actually a moment that after many years ago, I think it was just a couple of years back, actually she said sorry to me for the things that she has spoken, or she has laughed at me before. But the thing about it is that just on that day itself, I just felt like so horrible. Like I couldn't even care about what my results were, to the extent that I just, because I'm so caught up with this, my acne situation and what's happening on my face, that results doesn't seem to matter anymore. And I just remember her laughter in my head, playing, like replaying through and through. I just keep going back and forth. So, and this is it. And I completed the treatment. I did not re-sign for another treatment with that renowned salon, because at that point of time, it was really really bad. Like I don't even have a photo of it now, but it's just, it's just very bad. Okay, so at that point of time, I just okay, what, just going through school, and I thank God, I really thank God, looking back, I think I have a really solid mom. My mom is really, she's amazing, like in terms of like everything that we do, in terms of like everything that we feel, she's always there to tell us that that we are good, that we are amazing, we are the best, even on days where you don't feel so good, I have low self-esteem, but she will always tell me that I look good, I am great, and things like that. And it just it just makes it better, better in terms of being able to face the world, and being able to go out, because that's the thing about edifying somebody and just telling people that saying good words about people, telling people that they are good, remain positive, is that even if you don't believe it, after the first time, after the second time, after the third time, but as you just keep going on and you just keep listening and listening and listening, right, you start to believe that, okay, you are actually good, okay, that you are actually you are actually, it's okay, it's not as bad as you think it is, okay, even though it was really really bad, okay, really really bad, okay. So literally, I go through my entire poly life, dealing with this acne issue, just ongoing, fight against it, like, and I've done so much thing. I've used so much of my money in terms of like buying beauty product. It's product after product, product after product, product after product, and the kind of feeling and shame that you feel, even when you go into Watson's or a pharmaceutical company, Watson's or Guardians, okay, just any one of them, it's not their fault, but the salespeople will just come onto you, and because everybody see you as a potential, customer, for skincare and wise, and truth be told, I buy it all, because when at that point of time when your self-esteem is so low and you feel as though like you just want something to help you, you just want to find a solution, and you just feel that whoever gives you a chance, anything that says that that it helps with acne, anything that it like says that it will improve it, tea tree oil, whatever, from oil to skincare to whatever you can think of, to dermatologist treatments, I've done, micro dermabrasion, the micro peels, the fruit peels and things like that, chemical peels, that's what you call it. I've done it all, and really, really like thousands and thousands of dollars, gone into all this beauty treatment just so that I have a chance against acne. And the thing about it is that when you are going through all this, it sometimes may feel like it's a losing battle. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, so you really realize that, okay, and as much as your friends and they might be telling you okay, it's alright, but when you are going through it, you really, really don't feel alright at all, and it sort of like affect you, mentally. Okay, so you always think that that people are looking at you, they are laughing at your acne or whatever it is, so everything, because when you are caught up in those thoughts, right, you become very self-obsessed, and when people are laughing and you just think that that they are laughing at you. I don't even have like a very like worst picture that I have, but no, it's not like a worst picture that I have, but okay, so it was okay. So this is actually right when it's better, because I don't keep any photos of myself, when my acne was really bad. Okay, so I do not know whether y'all can see or not. So my entire face, and can you tell that from this picture wise, right, is when all the acne has healed. So this is already in the healing phase. So all of these marks that y'all actually see in these photos, right, it used to be active acne. So every single mark of it, right, it used to be a big lump, okay, super big lump, okay, that is on my face. Okay, so you never, so it just comes down to this point that you just feel as though like, hey, you need to hide yourself and things like that. So, and like when you have a dream, you want to do something and things like that, but you just feel as though like, oh, you're not good enough, just because of all this skin issue, and people tell you so. This is something that I have learned even after going through this journey. People really judge by your outward looks and things like that, but and I mean, there's no fault in that. I think all of us, we do it more or less. I mean, I judge people according to their looks and according to how they look physically as well. So it's pretty normal to have that, right? Okay, so yeah, so that is where I gone through poly, and like all the while you have like people telling you, I mean like friends who especially I mean, I all the while I have quite a cheery, character, and but the thing about it is that when you have this sort of character, you are positive, you're what, people somehow they will, or because maybe you like the way I am, like there are moments like I feel confident and things like that, and you just and people feel as though that you can take a bigger punch. So the words that they use on you, it might not always be as kind as opposed to somebody who breaks down and cry easily. Then everybody has to be careful around that person, and when they use words, they tend to be more packaged. For us, we don't get that kind of leniency, we don't get that kind of privilege, and we don't want that as well. I mean, I wouldn't need that lah, coming through it. But I will have friends like who tag me on photos and just write, the comment is face full of pimples. Okay, just a comment like that, face full of pimples. So you really like had it there, and I think then it comes down to going to NS. So the entire journey, can you imagine, like I was 15 years old when it started, and it lasted all the way through my NS years, having to deal with this acne issue, having to deal with self-esteem issue, feeling like and the thing about it is that for anybody who's listening, it is normal when you are going through this kind of thing, when you are feeling so hard up, in terms of like your self-esteem issue and what, to have suicidal thoughts. I'm not saying that I'm pro that, but I'm just saying that it's very easy, and it is like a go-to thing, when you are dealing with all this, self-esteem issue, for you to say that, I just want to end my life, I just want to, all this to end. I think dying is the solution for it. But really, it's not. Now going through this, I can come and say things like that. But when I was at it, I did also have those thoughts as well, especially on days where it gets really bad. It's like such a roller coaster ride. It's like one day you feel as though like your skin is getting better, then the next day you might wake up with another 3 more big acne. Then you just feel as though like your feeling is your mood just goes all the way down. Oh, then it heals a bit again, then you just go up again. So you just really literally through my entire teenage years, my emotions was just off the roller coaster, just so much dependent on my skin. It's like nothing else really matter. And I think that is the reason why a lot of people, when they think of me, right, they feel as though like, wow, I don't really care about my results, and I'm not those like really really studying kind of person. But in actual fact, it's true. Just because you are so hard up on trying to deal with this acne problem, it's like sometimes in life we are so hard up on dealing with this one problem that all the other issues doesn't seem as important, as big, or as jialat anymore. Okay, which in a way, now thinking back, I'm grateful in terms of that, because I don't stress over my results. I do alright, I'm not concerned about it, if it fluctuates or what, but I'm just more concerned about, my acne issue going up and down, and it's normal, don't be shameful, when you feel as though like, you just want it to end so much, and breaking down, just crying a lot of days, just not knowing what to do, feeling so helpless and hopeless. Like it's like you did everything you can, it's like this is such a battle that you cannot control. You feel so helpless. It's like you pump in the money, you read up the reviews, you study your skin, you hear, you watch every single video or what that teaches you how to deal with acne, and you do every single step. You use fruits, I use lemon directly on my face, I've used banana skin, I've used cucumber, so much. You talk about any kind of fruits, I've used all this, all the different types of fruits that you all talk about, right? I've used it on my face. I've used apple cider vinegar. I've used baking soda. Any kind of, as long as I just go online and I search for any kind of means to deal with acne. I will just do it. I will just do it in a heartbeat. Even when it really irritates your skin and it really makes it burn and what, I will just do it. Okay. And I think especially things got even worse and worse, that as you grow older, because when you are younger you are not so like, I was concerned but I wasn't so concerned. But as you grow older, then you start feeling like you want to look good, maybe you want to find another, your other half or what, so you need to start looking good. But yet at the same time, the situation gets worse and worse, and you just feel as though like in so many days that you just want to break down and you just want to cry. And I mean, like, I thank God, even then, I had my like faith journey. I really went through also, like, like just praying, and not knowing what to do, like, because last time I wasn't so rooted in my belief as now. So I just literally go to every single, I pray to, like, Jesus, God. I pray to, like Guan Yin Ma, or like, Tok Pei Kong, or whatever that you have. Just praying every single time. The prayer is the same, just to have good skin, just to have good skin, just to have good skin. And yeah, but you just go through a lot of all these things, and like people, they don't know, so like sometimes sometimes I'm less mindful of my words as well. So even during those period of time, I think so I don't blame all these people, but words really really will cut to your heart, and there's just a lot of people like they feel as though like, you know, it's okay to say things like, oh, you know, you look like more paying, all those. I even had a friend, you know, going through NS, you know. Okay, so that was poly. Then, you know, I went through NS, which, you know, NS is nightmare for anybody with acne, because you still have to put on camo cream, then you still have to wear the helmet, and then so this is when, you know, everything, you know, even my entire forehead was covered with acne during that point of time. And when I wear the helmet, right, it literally, like, it hurts so badly, and yet at the same time, you know, you hear people telling you things like, yeah, later your pimple, like, you know, burst or whatever, then it's very gross and things like that. You know, these are normal, like, common jokes that you have to deal with, okay, frequently. And you know, no, I'm not trying to, like, oh, you know, victimize myself and things like that, you know. It's just that, you know, this is something that, you know, so, you know, whoever is going through this right now, you know, like, you are feeling as though, like, you know, that all this acne that you have, you know, is destroying your life, is destroying your youth, you know. I mean, I have gone through that, and I can tell you that, does it really hurt you? Yes, it really does. But, you know, will it really destroy your life? No, you know, no. Because, you know, going through all this, I can tell you guys that, you know, this is a passing period. And, you know, really, what, like, you know, the cliche, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And you really, you know, having gone through this, it will really make you a stronger person, you know. So you know, going through and I remember what the worst thing came about was Accutane. Okay, this medication, I don't know how many of you are on Accutane right now. You know, if you have acne, you are on Accutane, right? You really want to be very careful with Accutane, because this particular antibiotics, right, issued by so many doctors, right, it works. It is really very effective. But the thing is that it makes your skin super sensitive to the sun, so much so that, you know, I think there was one year during Chinese New Year, I was going through, like, you know, family visiting, and my face was so freaking red and burning. The entire face was burning. I feel as though my skin is, you know, like, you go through like 2nd or 3rd degree burn, then your skin is as though like it's detached from your bones. Or how do you get what I mean? Like, sometimes when you go through like burn or blisters, then you feel as though your skin is like popping away. So that was really literally how I felt, you know, on Accutane. And you hear all the very, like, how to say, like advice that people are trying to tell you that really makes you, you know, even more hurtful. It's like, you going through all this acne, right, you done more than people, you know, like, you wash your face more than people, you know, you try to take care of your skin more than people, you know, you try to put all this, you know, products more than people, and yet people will come and tell you those dumb advices. Okay, yeah, dumb advices. Okay, they'll come and tell you things like, oh, you just wash your face lah. You never wash your face, is it? If not, they will come and tell you things like, you know, it's really very dumb. It's like, oh, yeah lah, is you never clean properly, is it? After you eat, you never clean properly, is it? Yeah, that's why the whole entire face kena. Okay, the whole forehead also kena, because you never clean your mouth properly after eating. Okay, doesn't make sense at all. Okay, so these are the kind of advice. Okay, with dealing with all this thing already, you still have to deal with the stupidity of people. Okay, you still have to go through all this comments of friends and family members who tell you very, like, you know, like, very kind of duh kind of advice, you know. And then comes down to this worst thing, is that there will be some people who never ever use any skincare before, right? And their skin is just naturally good, who will tell you things like, never, don't need what, you just use water. Then who will keep advising you just to keep using water to wash it, when you know that your entire face is like, you know, because when you're acne prone, a lot of products is very harsh, it dries out your face, and you are producing even more oil. So you cannot really just use water and leave it as that. And yet their advice to you is always, I use water, what? I use water, my skin is 100% fine, it's 100% normal. Hello, I used to use water, and, you know, only when it start breaking out, then I start using cleanser. Okay, so this is the kind of journey that, so you have to just deal with all this things, and then you know feeling hateful, and then you know having all those like you know jealous thoughts, you know, on people, you know, with good skin, you know. Then when you start going out, you feel as though like you know everybody you know is judging you, like you are judging people, you know, you are looking at their skin and you feel like, oh my god, if only I can have this, you know, perfect skin, if only I can have that. Then at the same time, because you are judging people in that way, you feel as though that people are judging you also, thinking that, oh my god, your skin is, you know, is so terrible. Okay, so you just, yeah, so all this you know, it's just such a long journey that you have to take, you know, to overcome this. Okay, but the thing about it is that, you know, just be you know, me going through this, I can say this now, you know, that, you know, whatever it's going, like you are going through it, you know, you just got to learn to forgive people also, you know, as you go through it, because it will not do us any good, you know, to really like, you know, have all these hateful thoughts, because I used to have all these hateful thoughts also for people who make such comments. But you know, you just need to learn to let go, and just need to learn to, you know, deal with it in a more mature way, just accepting it, you know. And it's okay to break down, it's okay to cry about it, it's okay to feel unfair, you know, like this world is unfair, because these are all like, you know, not this world is unfair, you know, just to feel as though like this world is unfair, you know, all this is very normal, and you are not wrong, you know, to have that. Okay, so it's perfectly fine to have that. Okay, but you just know that, you know, whatever situation that, you know, that you are going through it, you know, all these acne issues and things like that, you know, that as you just give it time, you know, really, I think, you know, going through it and all this, you know, I will share, you know, probably in the next video or what, you know, on how I actually managed to overcome, you know, acne step by step, you know. Yes. And okay, so today I just want to, you know, like share with people, you know, about my acne journey, and also, so, you know, like how it feels. Okay, so if anybody who's watching out there, you know, you have a friend, okay, if you are having that acne issue, right, you know, just know that, you know, whatever you're feeling, whatever all this negativity and everything, you know, it's alright, it's really alright to feel that way, you know. It's alright, you know, to sometimes, you know, you just feel very sorry for yourself, and you just feel like crying. I think it's a good way to just release all these negative emotions, and just, you know, just give yourself a break, and, you know, just give yourself a break to not think about it, you know, find something else to refocus your mind away from this. Okay, but if you also, okay, to other side of the coin, like you have a friend, or you know of somebody who is going through dealing with acne, you know, sometimes, you know, they really, I mean, unless you really gone through it and you really know what they need, or you really have a really good product to recommend, you know, that is alright, you know. But, you know, I mean, like, you know, that they don't need you to like ask them, you know, like how they are, you know. I mean, like, it's okay to ask how they are lah, but not to give, you know, advices like I say, you know, just wash your face or things like that. It's unnecessary. And you know, sometimes, you know, when people are going through all these issues and what, they are particularly more sensitive, so you know, it do you good to be more, you know, sensitive with your words. Okay, because, you know, like what I say, you know, certain times, you know, when people say something and things like that, you go down to this spiral feeling as though like, wow, I want to end all of this, you know. You know, that's where, you know, like, I think it's easy sometimes, you know, it's easier than, and I think a lot of people, we have felt it that way, you know, having suicidal thoughts, having thoughts of wanting to end things, you know, so that you can run away from your suffering. It's just that most of us, we don't act on it. Okay, so it's not shameful to have such thoughts. Okay, it's not shameful to feel that way, you know. and just don't act on it, okay? Just don't act on it. For anybody who's hearing this and then and you are feeling this way, irregardless, if it's acne issue or whatever issue that you are feeling, just don't act on it, okay? Just know that, okay, yes, we have, all these feelings, it's normal. I have dealt with it, okay? I have dealt with it before. I have had those thoughts before, but just don't act on it, okay? Just take a breather and just pause on it, okay? And you never know, the solution will come the next day as you just take one step at a time. Just take one step at a time. It's not telling every one of us to just take leaps and bounds, in terms of like the improvement and what. But as we just just put one foot at a time in front of each other, one step at a time, and you will see things improving in due time, and yes, for people who know someone who's like that, just be sensitive, with your words, know that whatever you say, it might come out as a joke to you, because maybe you are not dealing with such an issue. So to that, the impact of the same words, sometimes it's not that we are not thinking in other people's shoe. I think a lot of times it's like we may think of other people's shoe, but because we are not going through the same situation, we don't understand the same kind of thoughts. The same kind of thoughts doesn't affect us that way, that as much as we try to stand in other people's shoe, we cannot understand the same kind of feelings, okay? So you may think that your words of laughing at somebody, of joking at somebody, and yet again I'm saying this, I'm no saint. I have laughed at my fair share of people. I've hurt probably my fair share of people. I can be very forward with my words, and I can be very mean with my words. So this is something that I remind myself, nowadays, that not to do that, because block nose, okay, because the same kind of words that affect you, might not affect that person, and the same kind of words that affect that person might not affect you, okay? So you really don't know, okay? So it behooves us to just take a pause out, and just know that just be mindful of our words, and just be caring. Caring words always goes a longer way. It's alright to ask that person who's dealing with acne, who's dealing with situations like that, that how are you dealing with it, like do you mind sharing? I think that is a good way to show concern. Any advice, unless you really have a very good dermatologist or what, sometimes it might sounds really sharp, and sometimes people who are dealing with those issues, with acne issues, they might not want to hear about it anymore. They might not want to think about it more. But for you to constantly bring this issue onto the table, it might affect them, even mentally, because that's what happened. That's what I feel happened to me last time also, even when my family members, they, when I go for, gatherings and things like that, they constantly want to bring this issue back onto the table to talk about it, but talking about it doesn't really solve an issue, sometimes, a lot of times, like murmuring and complaining and talking about things doesn't really solve the issue. We just need the courage and the push, the concern to tell us that yes, just take one step at a time, and it's fine, so this is my acne journey and my story. Probably another day, I will share how I got through it. But I just want to again re-emphasize, for anybody who's dealing with acne. I do not know whether because I mean, just somehow sometimes like at this moment now, I really cannot find like a lot of photos that really show my acne scarrings and things like that, but and you may feel as though like, okay lah, actually there are some which is like pretty bad lah. But okay lah, I mean, like all these photos I show, right, can you imagine, like these are the better ones, okay? Because when I was having like super bad acne, right, you literally like you will just stay at home, you won't go out, and much less like taking photos. So a lot of times like people, when you go through and share all these journeys and you want to like talk about it, like you cannot find photos to share about it. You cannot find just simply because you do not take photos at those moments. Yes. Okay, so today I just want to share about all this, something different from my usual eye masking journey, and I just hope that whatever is shared, the next time, when I come on, I will talk about how I got through it, how I find ways to deal with it. I hope that you guys will be, whoever who is dealing with it, I hope that in any ways that it can help you. I think this has been quite a long video already, and just want to again encourage people who is dealing with this season, like so out of this already, like this season, whatever it is, it could be acne issue, it could be the current situation, feeling like there's such a lack, whatever it is, even when I was dealing with acne, it's the lack of acceptance with yourself, and that is what is killing us. It's always when your focus is on the lack itself, the lack of not praises, of like feeling accepted even at those moments, or even like you're going through dark thoughts right now, is feeling the lack of provision, the lack of security, the lack of self-esteem, the lack of just so much lack again in this world. But if you are focused on all this lack, right, you're just going to go spiral downwards. Okay, so let's just take a moment and just forget about the lack that we have, because behind every lack, behind every lack, a lot of times it is the fear, and our feelings that is actually bringing those matters, worse than it actually is. And just be hopeful, and I will share. Yeah, I think this has been quite a pretty long journey. I do not know whether it helps anybody listening to my acne journey, and I mean like like sharing it and saying it, I can again, it comes down to this, when you have gone through it already, you have like dealt with it already, and then you can come here and you share about it, in a light-hearted way and things like that. But thinking back all these things, it creates and it brings back all these feelings, and I truly feel for those people who are going through all these feelings that I had right now. That if you are going through it, okay, I just want to encourage you, and thanks Ling, okay, and yes, I am very grateful for you all also, okay, my friends, okay, who really stood by me, okay. So if you have you are dealing with all these things, and go find somebody who will stand by you, because those people, I tell you, I kid you not, okay, those people are the ones that truly matters, okay, not those people that you are thinking that they will judge you. Because truth be told, like if you ask back all your good friends and things like that, like when I go through all this acne and what, I ask back all my friends, and their answer always to me is like, oh yeah, I remember it was bad, but I can't remember how bad it is. Was it really that bad? It's not that bad, right? They will always give you this kind of answer, and these are the friends that that they are with you for life. Because like even with your own real friends, that you are with them so much, and you don't remember how bad they are, because you are not constantly judging them. And people who are constantly judging you, I mean, like, just screw them, okay. They are not worth it, okay. So okay, this is me, okay, gonna bring this sharing to a close, okay. I'm going to go and put my eye mask, okay. I will put my eye mask, okay, still, okay. So wow, sudden nose block, too emotional about this kind of story. Okay, so for anybody who is watching this, I hope that you all have a very blessed night, okay. And I will come back on to share about how I deal with it, okay, if acne the next time, okay, how I gone through this journey. And not that like my skin is perfect now lah, but I mean, I have dealt with it, okay. And just knowing I will share practical tips like on how to really make sure that it doesn't really come back as strong as before. I mean, I still get acne once in a while and what, but it's not as strong as before. So I'll share tips on that. Okay, so for anybody who's out there watching, okay, thank you all for watching, thank you all for listening to me talk for so long. Okay, appreciate y'all. Okay, have a blessed night. Good night.